Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how to install Owncloud instance, but this time it's gonna be only on VirtualBox and it's gonna be from a prepared ISO. So we'll basically only import everything that is being set up in this ISO or it's packed inside of it. So let's just check it, because we're gonna use file, then import. Now we're just gonna pick the place. So I have this Univention app Owncloud virtualbox.ova. So it's almost like 2 gigs. You can import it. You can get this, of course, if you're looking for it, you can just type in on Google search Univention app Owncloud and you will find the download links for VirtualBox, for other VMs. I will see if I can actually look upon here on Univention app. Let's see, Owncloud app. So we have as you can see, we have a VirtualBox image, we have VMware image, ASX image, KVM image, so you can download whichever you would like to have. I'm using the VirtualBox, so this is the default stuff that's being prepared here by the creators. As you can see, we have only 2 gigs of RAM, which I'm gonna change to at least 4. The OS is Debian 64 bits, so the version is 4.4. Okay, so let's do an import. Agree. It's gonna take a moment. If you watched my previous videos regarding Owncloud, I made 2 of those videos on my channel, where I installed the Owncloud instance from like scratch on a Debian server. The newest one, at least now it's the newest one. It was Bullseye edition of Debian. So you have like 2 videos where I show how to prepare all the Owncloud configurations, and there was a second video, an additional video, where I show a little bit of configuration, where you can what you can change in the config.php and other useful stuff like firewall, and what you can actually add to your Owncloud while you have it set up. Alright, so we have it here. Let's go to settings. We have some invalid settings, graphical issues. We're gonna deal with those in a moment. Just turn off this floppy. We're gonna check this here. Display, we're gonna change it to this. Storage, okay. It's bridge adapter, that's fine. Okay, so let's just spin it. So this particular Owncloud install is a little bit different than the one that I showed in my tutorial, of course, because the one that I showed is the normal Owncloud, the usual one. Through here, while you're doing all the process, where you're going through all the process of configuration, you also give your email address. I suggest giving the correct email address, not a bogus one, because if you give the correct email address, you will receive an email from them with a license. Of course, then you can apply the license and you have the Owncloud instance in like a pro version or enterprise version, whichever it was, I don't remember right now. But you can, thanks to that, install all the premium apps from the store and use them for 30 days. Of course, if you would like to keep this premium version or enterprise version, you need to buy one. But of course, there are other ways to keep it if you would like to. For instance, you can just back up everything, and then you can just make when the process ends, like you're reaching the end of the month, you can just scratch everything, build it from the beginning, like I'm showing here, and then just upload. And then again, you get the license for 30 days, you apply the license, you restore the backup, and you're running again on premium version for another month. So people sometimes do that kind of stuff for months and months. Alright, I'm just gonna pick something like here, not especially. Just remember, if you want the static IP, you need to, of course, untick this, because this is DHCP. If you leave this ticked, the next time your DHCP is gonna give another address, so the previous one won't be valid. Remember to change this. An alternative DNS server, if you have two servers, you can put the one here. I'm just gonna use the Google one because I don't have another one. Let's just open for a moment because it always takes a little bit of time. So you can also go here, download server packages as well. You have also here, you have here Docker. You got here the appliance. So you got, like I said, ASX or X, VirtualBox, VMware, QCOW2. So whichever you would like to take. Version 10.10. So I don't know if I have the newest one or not. Of course, it's a Owncloud Enterprise Edition for 30 days. Yeah, so it's an Enterprise Edition. So here we're going back, so we're picking the first option here. Here I'm gonna put all of my things, so the organization name, my true email address, and my password. So for now I'm just gonna stop the video while the process is being done, because I don't want to show my real email address. I'm gonna show you when all the things are done. So I'll be back soon. Right, so this is the next step. Host settings, you can change this if you would like to. I'm gonna change this default name, let's say something like this, and I'm gonna stop for a moment again, because after this there's like a summary of everything that you did, and then you just click configure and it will start the configuration and installation of everything. Well, configuration basically, not the install, but configuration. And once the configuration is done, you will be prompted with the last screen that everything is done, and then you can just restart the instance, and we will then log into our Owncloud. Okay, so see you soon again. Okay, so basically it looks like this. When you hit the configure system button, the configuration is proceeding. It will take some time, so I will just again pause the video and I will unpause it when it's almost done. Then we'll go through the process of giving the license. Of course, if you gave here your true email address, you will receive the enterprise license. You need to go to your email address, download the license to the desktop, and just give the license here, or upload the license. Okay, so I will see you after all of this is done. Okay, so the server is pending the restart now. It's finishing up the configuration. Should be set in a moment. And we're gonna log in. If you ticked update system after setup, then it might take a little bit longer time, but thanks to that at least you'll have the needed updates. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a moment when all of this restarts. Alright, so setup was successful. Let's now finish restarting the server. And we can log in. So let's open let's just check what was the IP address. It was and this is how it looks. Now we need to upload the license. Okay, so basically this is how it looks. Now we need to upload the license. So I'm gonna do that in a moment. I'm just gonna download my license from my email account and upload it here. Okay, so the activation has been successful. We just click finish. And there we go. This is our Owncloud Univention. It's a little bit different. So maybe here we have the administration manual, the user manual. But here are all the main settings that are required. Okay. So the default user is administrator. And the password is the one that you actually chose while you were configuring everything. And here we are. So maybe let's check first software. We have like here software updates, App Center, so we can open the App Center. You can see here all the apps that are installed on your Owncloud. As you can see, we have no SSL certificate here, so nothing is basically considered from the server side. Repository settings. To be honest, I like this setup because You have everything here. You can add some repositories here very easily if you want some of them. Updates, maintenance work, everything is basically here. You have the DNS section, you have the network section where you can configure everything. You have your own main section where you have your details about your user, about all the things that you configured at the beginning. So quite a lot of options actually. Until this things will just open. Okay, since this is a little bit different than the actual Owncloud, the majority of the files are actually not stored in the var www Owncloud. They are actually stored in var lib when we do ls here. You can see Univention, so you can see here Univention App Center, directory installer, but we would be actually interested in Univention App Center, so I'm just gonna change directory, now ls. We need to change here to apps, and here Owncloud. And here we have the conf, and we have of course the data. Actually, I'm just gonna check, because in the data, if you go to the data, here you have files, and there you have, I'm just gonna do ls-a, you got the .ht access. If you would like to actually change anything here, this is where the file is actually set in. We can now change directory. Let's go to var let's do this, and we'll see what's in the ww. What do we have here? Here we have a folder called Univention, so let's go there. When we do ls, let's do ls-a. So we got the maintenance folder, setup, portal, management, login, system activation, system info. Let's go to maintenance. And this is the index.html in the maintenance. Okay, so that's not gonna be needed, to be honest. Let's change directory. Let's try to do a quick search. So maybe we'll do sudo update database. Let's wait a moment. I tried to use here locate because I had some problems with finding different locations at first when I got this Owncloud instance. We'll see if it works. Let's try locate config.php. Right, so basically our config.php is in varlib Univention appcenter apps Owncloud conf override.config.php. So it's a little bit different, and there is the config.php. So we have varlib Univention appcenter apps Owncloud conf config.php. So this is gonna be basically the one that we are interested in, because as you can see we have the override and we have the main one, so this is the one we are looking for. So let's go there. It's gonna be var appcenter apps Owncloud conf config.php. So maybe we'll just open it with nano. Okay, so let's maybe for now jump here. Let's do the change directory. Right, so let's only jump here maybe. Okay, so let's jump to apps. No. So let's jump maybe here. Okay, so maybe here lib ls cd Univention appcenter. Let's change. And we wanted to jump actually now to apps, so cd apps. Now Owncloud. And here we want to go to configuration, so conf. And here we have config.php, so let's open that with nano. And there we go, here's our configuration file. Nothing's configured yet. We got only our database host, database name is Owncloud, database users Owncloud, database password. Basically this is the password for the database. What do we have here? Of course we got Redis and an array set up here as well. We have memcache locking, we have memcache distributed, memcache local, some log files, so you can find the logs here actually, Owncloud log. Here we have our override CLI, so I can use this name that I've picked, so Debian Hellcloud intranet Owncloud. Okay. We have the htaccess rewrite base with the Owncloud, so we shouldn't have any actual index.php. That was well, we're gonna see in a moment. Let's just open here notification. So repository settings, as you can see, repository server, prefix, package management, app center, software updates. This is pretty handy as well. If you've got any updates pending, I suggest you do them. Of course, I'm not gonna put it right because it takes quite a lot of time if you do those updates, and if you install the version 4.4, it's gonna catch some updates for sure. So it takes a lot of time, so you just need to leave it until everything is done. It will restart on its own, so I suggest leaving this after you actually do other things to prepare. System, we have the system, so we have like network settings, system services, system diagnostics. So you can run a system diagnosis, which will actually try to check the setup of your system, and then all the stuff that is not done how it should be, you will have here. File permissions, so something, he has some stuff here. So he doesn't like that the var cache Univention app appliance has a mode of 755 instead of 700. The same goes for Univention system activation, has the code of 777 instead of 700. Okay, so basically that's it for now. Of course, the domain, the DNS, the HCP, policies, network shares, devices, so devices that are plugged and are using your own cloud, users, of course, file system groups, users, management of domain users. So I got only the administrator account. I can create another account here as a user, so we can add one here. When you add, you can create title, first name, last name, username. When you click the advanced, it's a little bit advanced, you can customize the page, then create the user. There you have groups, account, contact, apps, quite a lot of different things to configure actually, so it's quite nice. And you have, of course, the Enterprise Edition for 30 days here with the license. So this is how it looks. We can actually log out R here, I think. We can go to our own cloud instance here. Okay, so let's use the administrator. As you can see, well, if you have seen my previous video of Owncloud, it doesn't differ much from the other one. Looks the same here. Same goes for the settings as well. Nothing has changed, to be honest. Maybe a little bit, maybe some things that are showing here. Here's the version, of course, it's 10.9.1, so it's not the newest one, because if you remember I showed you on the website it was 10.10. So probably if you went to the configuration and you wanted to like update something, you would be updating to 10.10, so it will take a moment. Let's go to the general, because of course it's gonna see some errors here because nothing's being configured. So yeah, actually he wants the HTTP and HTTPS, so he wants the certificate here, so you can have a self-signed certificate made, of course. If you would like to know how to do it, I suggest you visit my Owncloud video that I have on my channel. I've shown there how to actually make your own self-signed certificate, and after that it will probably ask you for the header. So after you give the certificate, it will ask you for the strict transport security protocol to be configured, and it will give you here the max age, and it will probably be quite a long number, so you will need to configure this as well. Of course, everything is being configured here if it goes to strict transport security. This is also in my previous video on Owncloud how to do it, so you can check that up. I'm not gonna go through that again because that's pointless, but it's fairly easy. Everything's shown there how to do it. So just remember that the config.php here is located in a different place than in a regular Owncloud. Okay, so basically it goes to this. If you can see, we have this cron jobs are set up here. Well, cron is enabled, but no cron jobs are basically probably set up. So you don't have this many warnings. You only have the HTTP warning regarding the certificate, because if you install the normal Owncloud instance on your Debian server, you're gonna have quite a lot of those errors here, because nothing's basically configured. I can see that they at least configured some things here in this ISO, so you don't have that many stuff happening around. Storage, probably nothing here, just external storage. Yeah, user authentication, of course you can go to the marketplace here and you can install all the applications that are needed. So again, security tab here, two-factor authentication, file firewall if you want to see some stuff on file firewall, how to block different things, how to block let's say certain extensions so your users won't be able to send them to the server or to their own accounts. You can check my videos as well on Owncloud. I show that, how to use it, how to set it up. Here you have, of course, the password policy. Also, it's very good to have it. You can use it for 30 days because you have the Enterprise Edition right now. Another two-way authentication, just a different thing. Ransomware protection, brute force protection, of course. There's also antivirus here that you can use. It's based on Clam AV, so basic stuff because it's all Debian. So. And what's here open? It's open OTP to another two-factor authentication. So basically you can choose from 3 different two-factor authentications if you wish. You can set that up. Of course, a lot of tools here that you should also consider installing. What do we have here? File clipboard, not so much, maybe more like about metadata stuff here. Yeah, that's more useful. Of course, you got like you have also extract, that you can actually extract your stuff. Yeah, quite a lot of stuff. If you go to customization, of course, you can have a wallpaper customized. So if I even install this and I would go back to my Owncloud login, it's gonna change. Let's do customization, Owncloud, enterprise theme, install enterprise theme. So yeah, integration updates, as you can see, 2 updates are pending here for Owncloud activity and for the market, so I'm not gonna go through those right now. You have here settings, clear the cache. We're just gonna open this for a moment. Maybe let's go to our login site. So as you can see, there is no index.php here. We have like Owncloud, so basically the same thing that is here. So we don't need to rewrite base, we have Owncloud, so we don't need to change that. You already have it done in your configuration, so I guess some things have been upgraded in this, because if you make a full install of Owncloud on Debian server, there is nothing like that in the configuration. It's really poor. You need to add quite a lot of things. As I can see, you have even memcache locking here configured and other things. So yeah, they've done some stuff in this ISO that takes it off of you. Enterprise edition, yeah. So this is basically how it looks after the quick install. Okay, so one more thing I would like to talk about. If you would like to, of course, configure here different things, you can as well look upon my previous Owncloud video. It's the second one, no, not the first one, the second one, when I showed what you can actually do here. There's tons of stuff you can configure, of course. I also tried to configure things like blocking files from here, from the configuration, using the array, where I specified the specific files, like for example JPEGs or maybe like zip files or PHP files, MSI files, exe files, executables. Didn't work that much for me, so I basically tried it with the firewall, then it actually started to work, and it worked pretty well. So you can of course see how I'm using the firewall in my video as well. Right, so this is the Univention. A little bit different, but still the same. I think more stuff is configured here. Takes it off your back. But still, just remember that the paths are different. So everything is in var lib, Univention appcenter basically. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. It's pretty easy to configure. It's of course run from the VirtualBox. It's not being installed at the moment. If you would like to install it, you can also run this installation from your Proxmox. If you have Proxmox configured on your Debian server, basically you can just open your Proxmox and then upload the ISO. Well, not the ISO, but try to upload the OVA, if I remember it correctly, OVA file. I don't know if it's gonna work. Probably you would need to convert the OVA to an ISO file and then try to maybe do some kind of import or installation. Probably you can just import also the OVA to the Proxmox, the same as you do it in a VirtualBox. To be honest, I didn't try it. Well, I suspect it's also possible to do it like that, so you can probably have it on your Debian server with Proxmox and set it up like this. Right, so thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and of course, if you feel like helping out the channel, then consider being a Patreon. I will see you in the next videos, so see you soon.